First, I just want to welcome to Pikeville our Attorney General, Angie Beshear. Thank you so much for taking the time to come down here to be with us today, to look at the people in this area and tell us that you're stepping in and that you're going to be on our side. Thank you for intervening in this situation that's become impossible for us to deal with down here. We need your help, and we certainly appreciate you coming down here today to be with us and to be such a powerful ally in our fight for affordable electric rates. As others are going to tell you that are coming up here today, this is something that affects us all. Families are already struggling. We have people already who may be on a fixed income of $1,100 a month with a $500 power bill. Well, we've all heard those sad stories, everyone who lives up here anyway has, about how people are having to make tough decisions about whether to keep their electricity on or whether to pay for their much-needed medicine or healthy food for their families. And I just think that it's ironic that in this region that for 2 centuries has powered our nation, that now we are having trouble keeping our lights on. Now, I realize that AEP's Kentucky Power Division is adjusting to a loss of residential and business customers. I know that. I know that the Kentucky Power Division has much fewer customers spread over the same area, and that's going to cost them more to provide power to us. I do understand that. But they're going to have to learn to tighten their belt elsewhere. They simply can't ask ordinary citizens here in my region to pay any more. We can't do it. It's not possible. It's not something that we can manage. We deserve better. And having Attorney General step in and help us is exactly the kind of help that we need to call attention to this. So I want to take the opportunity to publicly thank him for that, for intervening on our behalf. He is the people's attorney in this state, and we so appreciate him. I also want to thank regular people in our community. They have organized themselves, and they have been very vocal. They have stood up in a way that makes me so proud of Eastern Kentucky. We stick up for one another. When bad things happen, we stand together. We help each other through floods and house fires and deaths in families, and we're going to help each other through this and support one another. We find ways to help our neighbors pay their power bills, and we've stood up for each other in this situation. You're going to hear from some of those ordinary citizens that are here to demand better. And also our school systems and our health care facilities and many of the small businesses that are trying to struggle to pay these power bills in light of all the other efforts or hardships that they're facing right now. I want to thank all of them for being vocal about it and not just standing by and letting it happen to us. So just this morning, the Public Service Commission announced they were going to have 3 hearings, probably in light of what they knew we were going to be talking about today. But they didn't choose to have one in Pikeville, where we have 33,000 customers. That's 33,000 people who are struggling right now with their power bills. 33,000 people who deserve better and need to have their voices heard at a Public Service Commission public hearing. How many of these 33,000 people may end up losing their homes because they can't pay their power bill? There are large numbers of households here who are below the poverty line. You heard the General talk about all the different ways that Eastern Kentucky is suffering right now. People are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's not like AEP is in the same situation. Stock price has tripled since 2009, and it's risen by 20% just in this last year, while we've seen our rates skyrocket. Apparently that's still not enough. Apparently, they still need another $65 million, which is about what they're asking for in this new rate increase from us. So I don't know how many of y'all watch Game of Thrones, but there's a saying in Game of Thrones that winter is coming. Well, in eastern Kentucky, winter is coming. And with colder weather coming, we know what that means. That means higher heating bills. So as our heating bills are about to go higher, it's time that we do turn up the heat, and we turn up the heat on American Electric Power. We need to keep this pressure on them. We need to make them understand what we're going through down here. So, on behalf of this entire region, I want to thank the Attorney General again for stepping up for us and for coming down here today.